Hello, welcome back. Last time, the good run caught up to around where the bad run ended, and I managed to pick up a detailed map for the rest of this level. I still don't actually know what this object is, though. I mean, it's a shield, sure, but I don't know anything else about it. I did experience the spear, briefly, and I still don't know the exact mechanics of the portable orb. My prime target with that is right here. If it can do that, but I don't remember how it works. So I'll find out when I get a hold of it. So Rattlesnake. If I can get to 225 defense, that'll become free. Okay, noted. Right now it's inexpensive enough that it could be worth considering for its money, but not now. Yeah, so multipliers up to 3. Machine will be correspondingly more valuable here. So right, Tarmud rivalry stuff going on there. Let's get it out of the way.
You stalwart pathfinding planner.
All the insults. Easy mode, sure. Okay.
You're in luck. You are witness to the latest and greatest tar stuff recipes.
What's so great about these?
Alright, so that's done. I'm here. I want to make a better save than that, actually. Because I suspect I may be routing this a few different times. Okay, what are the basic requirements for going anywhere at all? That's a shortcut. That doesn't take me anywhere. I need to go north or west. So basic requirements are that this gel mother dies. One option is to go back and get the hand bomb and not interact with anything else in this room. I could do that. I may prefer to do that on something later. So there's a powder keg here. I could use a blue key that I don't have, but I think I can get one to... actually, let's just take a super quick peek at what's on the previous level. There's a skeleton key here, but no blue one. Was there ever a blue key on this level? I don't think so. No, there was one on the previous level which I used on the previous level. And I mean, this is a blue key, it's just, it looks white. But it works in a blue lock. Okay, so, right. Attack thresholds and stuff. 13 for a tar baby to save 229. Hitting me 7 times, so defense is also valuable, but I've gotten all the defense that I can get at this point, other than by machining, I think. Just a triple check. Even though I'm certain it's true. I could have forgotten about this gem, but I didn't. Oh, there is one. There's one. No, I already got it. That's right. There was one until recently. Alright, shovels are relatively easy to get. Keys are relatively easy to get. Health is relatively easy to get. I have plenty of availability with both of those things, and I have lots of health at the moment. And I could count up the amount of attack that is available back there. Let's see what I'll be up against. Where am I going? If I went here, that would close this, and I could reopen it if I wanted for some reason. Here's some stats. That's defense. That's a lot of health. I would likely leave this room configured as it is. I don't think that's true. I think I would swap these two. So kill this, swap those two, then leave the rest as it is. Because yellow keys are relatively plentiful. Greens are not. This is a weird room. Why is this? Huh. Okay. Not a lot in it, but a little bit. And here's that portable orb. Okay, so since I made that save, can I zip through here and just see if I can find out what it would take to do that thing with the thing? Here, I'm just be dead. See, now I can't just do that again, but I can do this. Not sure if this is compatible with my plan of zipping through. It's likely not, but that's a profit, and I do have a yellow key that I can use on some health here. Though I may want to do it there to... yeah, 970 each. This is fine. So if I would turn you into tar, and do this, what would this save me? I do that one fight, then I fight it again, or turn this into mud. And let's see here, if I were to do this, I can almost make my way in, more than almost, I can actually make my way in. Any door, including red trapdoor gates and black tar gates. Only open, can't lock. Stand next to and face the door you wish to open. Okay, got it. So I have a portable orb. It does work the way I wanted it to. So with this I want to find out, what is that snake hiding? And I don't even have to fight the snake to find that out. I can go around it. Okay. Or just like leave it where it is. Huh.
Ooh. Got him. You're getting good at haunting.
Thanks.
Alright. Well, here's Rocco. Here's Crypt Keeper. They are solid, despite their ghostly appearance. Okay. Would this mean more to me if I had done a treasure crypt run? Yeah, you know, that's what that is. Which button is which? That's save, that's load. I want that. Okay. So, portable orb does work as described. That did not appear to do anything other than spook me. So if you want spooks, that's how to get them. Otherwise, how am I going to actually do this? Blue key is not available except in the form of a skeleton key. Green keys are not very available. So do I do what I did in the test run, maybe? That's one option. So tar babies are hurting me a lot. They have very high attack. Their health isn't that high though, so... yeah, it's high enough. Wait, 7? Right, because they have defense, of course. Quite a bit of it. Okay. It's just coincidence that that 13 lines up with 200 attack, which divides this into 4, which is what I thought I was seeing, but then I remembered. Of course you'll have a defense stat. Just coincidentally, it's the same number of, same threshold. So... almost certainly I would fight the Ghost Puff and destroy half of this. I guess I could also use that to destroy the tar baby, which would save me less, right? Yes. And also no, I couldn't because there's no detonation capability next to it. Okay, so, right. This would mean... I can do this as gel if I want, whatever, doesn't make a difference. Wherever I put that, that's going to be the result. A yellow key to save 1603 is probably worth it. A green key to save some amount of... this would be less than 1603, yeah, so this is 970. Save like 1400 is less worth it than what the yellow key was. Okay. So this would appear to be the most sensible way to do that. Unless I wanted the skeleton key, which I don't know if I do, but I don't know. I don't want to think about it, I guess. Alright, so there are stats here. This is pretty appealing. I did use my yellow key, so I will need another one. I decided I would not probably leave this as is. I don't know how valuable those shovels are. Shovels are pretty readily available. How much digging am I likely to do on this level? Let's just see how many dirts there are. There's like 2 here, and I would probably fight the puff instead. There's a few in this room. I'd probably fight a mud baby instead. Ooh, okay, so 2 defenses there. Ah, but I don't get them unless I dig. Okay, so this is a shovel check. So I'm seeing 6 shovels to get the things that matter here. I do have 0 at the moment. Here's a yellow key check. Well, hold on, is this the direction I'm going? Where am I? What am I doing? I come from here. I've put my feet there before. There's some defense down there, and this gets me to... What question am I trying to answer? I don't currently have a need for a spear, except it's a bunch more attack. Yeah, it is a bunch more attack, so that's worth getting. Right, what question am I trying to answer? Do I go for this now? That's the question. Portable orb I say no to, that can wait. Oh, and how do I prioritize between 12 shovels, a green key, and a yellow key? I might as well open up that shortcut before I do anything else. Okay. It's not? Well, how do you figure? Is it because of the... Oh, the tunnel counts as an obstacle. Like I can't pathfind north from here or east from there. How odd. Okay. That does as I would expect. That's a blue door. Yeah. Sure. Let's use a blue key to reopen that. I suppose what I should be asking is, where am I trying to go? The machine is an appealing target. Now, I should remember I can wall walk through things that are not... Well, I can wall walk. If there is some very large profit to be had from that. For example, here's a spot where I could bypass killing the Tar Mother, which may be pretty good, actually. That gets me here to where the spear is, and I assume this opens that? I should verify, and I can do that pretty quick. That's the button I would press for that. This is the switch token I would press for that. It does in fact open that, okay. This is load, yes. Alright. So possible wall walking candidate there. If I went another direction, north would get me... Oh, what is this room? I've never looked at this. What are Gel Baby stats? 190 defense, which is why I can't hurt them, but their health is very low. Attack is really high. So you'd hit me for, what, 1560? Before I depleted. Does that deplete this? Yes. But if you were misted, which you will be. Okay. So this Gel Baby will be manageable. What's north? Some nice things. That's locked behind a green door. Where are all the green keys? I've seen one or two. Here's one. If I'm going north, then yeah, I should consider when I'm going to want this green key. So my thought was... Mud Baby here, Tar Baby there, Gel Baby here. Just because yellow keys are more readily available than green. And I probably will want these shovels since I don't have any and there is digging to do. But there are shovels on the previous level. So, right, I want shield gems. I can't think as long-term as getting to the machine, that's pretty far away, so I need to be collecting things as I go. So here are two. And this does take me toward a direction I want to go. Is that the direction I want to go there from, though? There's a lot of potential navigation here. This is somehow even more confusing than Catacombs, but it is another big grid where the connections are not super obvious between rooms. Here's a blue key. Blue key and nothing much else. Okay. So you want a blue, that's your place. Otherwise, room is not yet of interest. This has a shield gem in it. Not the most arduous thing in the world to get. But maybe I should be trying to get to that spear quickly. I think that's a reasonable first goal. Okay, well, I have a save here, so let's use it for speculating. Will I want to go north before I want to go west? Because this goes around. I think I don't need to go west, so I would do this. Whoa, 4 yellow keys. Hello, I just spotted this. That's nice. I will want this cash eventually, but it's not, like, a huge deal. You I would have to fight minimum 4 times, it looks like. Like, say, once here, once here, once here, then I can reach the center. If I'm going west to east. If going east to west, then I have the opportunity to switch to tar, and that's just twice, but that's a tougher fight. Okay. Unless I would blow it up at the cost of a yellow key, which I probably wouldn't. Anyway, I don't think I'm going through here. I think I'm coming at that from the other side. I think I'm going south first. Unless I go up here for these candies. Is that how I want to play it? This is a little quicker to get. I think I just want to take that now, like before with any other considerations. This is almost certainly how I want to do this. So there's that defense. Here's a pirate who hits me a whole lot. It is absolutely worth 3 shovels to not have to fight you or take that sword hit. So, I want shovels. And I think there are some shovels I can get without taking any damage, so therefore I don't have to consider defense, right? Like there's a goblin guarding one here? Yes. There may be others than that, but that's the one that I'm thinking about. Yoink! So I can bypass the pirate, and doesn't that get me to something already? Well, if I want to take the wall walking, it would. This doesn't go yet. Yeah, it gives me a shortcut that does. Oh, now that changes things a bit. That means I would only take this sword damage once. Okay, 3 shovels or 548 health. The health at the moment is looking more precious than shovels to me. I may end up wanting to take the other decision, but I think this is the correct one here. That's definitely a debatable one. Okay, so wall walk for this. It's one option. I think it's the option I would like to take. Now, what does it actually cost to get wall walking? I gotta take a couple of actually soulless hits. Oh, they don't hit very hard anymore. 198? Well, yeah, take the hits but also kill them, but one will be misted. I mean, in terms of the short-term decisions, that makes sense. Let's just look if there are any, like, extremely better wall-walking choices here, like, for example, this. That could get me to the machine right now. All I'd have to do is... I guess I would spend the green key. That's an amount of health that makes sense. So green key for Keg, fight Mud Baby for Igniter, blow this up, go down here, use wall walking on that to get access to this machine now. Okay, access to the machine now, yes, I'm only going to be able to use it once at most, right? What's the current cost?
Welcome to Design
2,000. Okay. How valuable is that machine? It'll give me 24 defense. Or some attack if I choose to go that route, but I think I want defense. Because that's just been shaping up to be the much more useful stat here. Okay. If I did not go for the machine so early. And I did wall walk through here. That would save me a green key. Which seems insignificant. Is that mystery shield there? If I would not do that, how long is it before I can get to the machine? That also costs a green key. Or going way around and... No, I mean, like, if I want the machine, that's a pretty obvious choice. That also puts me... Where the heck am I? That also lets me go nowhere. Ah, but... No, I'd already be wall walking to get to this, so I can't wall walk through here. That's fine. Oh. Well, I guess that's just to show how they get in and out. This won't affect that, I assume. So going to the machine really just gets me to the machine, that's all it does in particular. That's a pretty valuable machine, though. I do want to use it, and if I'm using it, I want to use it as soon as possible. I think that's the most sensible thing. Alright. I'm convinced to at least try it. And I made a save in case it ends up making sense to do it the other way instead. Right, on this run, I routed this way. Cheap attack. Yeah, so if I want attack for something, it's pretty easy to get. I don't think 38 of it is, though. Right, okay, I'm taking 3 hits each from these. I don't think that's worth evaluating more defense. Okay, yeah, so that's... fine as it is. Alright, wall walking. No, this way. This involves some combat, but not much. I just have to fight a... Wait, I need a green key. Yes, I do need a green key. Now, if I want a green key... one of those is here. That's going to be the one. Probably. I mean, that seems obvious to me. And I'm not going to do much of anything to you. Again, 38 more attack is pretty far out of the way. I'll get more value out of this. Now, I need some health because I'm fighting a mud baby. What's the best health to claim right now? This is pretty good. 3 hits, looking like that. I mean, for just a quick little top off, that seems pretty reasonable. You're better. Okay, Rebel Golem 4N2W. Let's just make sure there isn't one that's even better than that. This is 1000. That's less than 1000, so there is one that's better. It is 2 kills, which means I'm losing more Greckle value from not having future horns, but that's a very small concern. So that's my choice. Okay. So from here, I go this way, this way, this way. I have my green key, I use it. Bring this out here. Blow her up with it by doing this. Make the room less dangerous. Whoa. Okay, I'm not imagining this. Hear that? Hear that? This one's higher pitched. It's consistent. Why the orbs are tuned differently? What does that even mean? I need a yellow key, right? Those are pretty available. Are there any on the previous level? Shovels for green. 98. I may be able to do better. What about that goblin? I claimed those. That's more expensive. 198, that's more than 98. 294, that's more than 98. There's one here. 198 plus Misted, that's more than 98. 294, that's more than 98. Okay, that's the best I can do. Good enough for me. From here. Right, and if I do decide I want to machine a whole bunch of times, then... I would, I have the option of popping a whole bunch of free enemies from previous levels and just saying that my multiplier is enough to do that.
Welcome to Designer Matter.
2000 for 24 defense.
Defense boosted. Have a night. Welcome to
I can do it again and I will.
Defense boosted. Welcome to
4200 is next. Alright, so 4200. Oh, okay, so that's this. Right, so multiple on the same line somewhere will fit. I was like, I haven't used this only 3 times, but then I took a closer look at the lines, and that's not what it was saying. Okay, so I reached the machine. That was a goal more easily accomplishable than I expected it to be. Let's get the spear, too. I will not survive the trip out of here. How much will it take to do that? Well, first of all, I need to survive the trip in. So I need some health. With those defense boosts, several things will have become free on this level. I assert maybe not telling the truth. I need to look at a tar baby and a gel baby, and also the value of this spear. It's 20 more than I have? It is 20 more than I have. And I will lose my wooden stick, which I haven't seen any ore mites, so that's probably fine. It would be a funny joke if the optimal move is not to make that trade at all, but on this level it does not appear to be. What question am I trying to answer? How much do I need for the spear? So I want a room with these 2 in it. So I have to fight a gel baby? Yeah, I'll cross the threshold with the spear by not that much. Do I go get the hand bomb? Yeah, I go get the hand bomb now, don't I? So Tara baby. 13 to cross the threshold, that's probably doable. Not for less than 175. But if I'm going to, which I am going to, I might as well now. So let's see how much I can cheapen tar babies with reasonably accessible attack. Like this one. And immediately after the machine is clearly the right time for that. If I would have the spear already, you wouldn't get cheaper by much. Yeah, your amount of health is such that your the future profits on you have dwindled to almost nothing. There's this. Okay, so I still need... It was 200 to cross that threshold, right? So I still need 7 more. There was a 6 attack in this room. There was a 6 attack in this room for 360. Again, if I'm going to do it, it's fairly reasonable to do it now. I could also shovel here to save 360. That's not a move I want to make. 120 times 3. 130, 34 to cheapen. Is there other attack on the level? Or is that the only other one available? That... okay, I would need both of those to get me there. That's fine, let's do those things. I didn't quite fully answer the query of, does doing this now save me more than doing it later? But I think doing it now saves me enough that it just makes sense. So right, I'm at no health, but there are lots of ways to fix that. One of them being in this room with this golem who's now free. I think that's perfectly acceptable. Gonna need more than that. Alright, health caches I would like. This one's looking pretty good, but it can improve further. With a little more defense. With 18 more defense. Is that gonna happen? Yes. Do I want to wait for that? If I can. This, however, is much more profitable and it's worth it. No. Wrong way. Yeah, there's that one for a yellow key, which is as good as it's ever going to get. There aren't any yellow keys for cheaper than this, though. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Pretty happy with that choice, and I should have enough now to at least look at the situation. Go here, fight one. Get spear, get talked out a whole lot. Wait, I don't have to fight a gel baby, I can do this. Of course. Why would I have to fight a gel baby here? And now unless I get a grappling hook, I'm never fighting the rest of these, and I think that's perfectly okay. That one person talked about them dropping less Greckles than they would otherwise, and I don't think losing that value is a problem. Okay, well, I got to the machine, I have a new spear. This feels like I've accomplished a lot of good goals. I did use some accessories to do it, but I mean, better than just leaving them on the ground forever. I did not need the hand bomb, that one is still available. I assume there's a more, like, progress and score relevant use for this than getting spooked at the rattlesnake. What does the rattlesnake look like now, with what I'm currently carrying? 225, very cheap, and big payout. 25 more defense and that's completely free. That shield might do it, but I don't know what the shield does. If it's a similar upgrade to the spear, it'll get me close. But yeah, I've never seen one of these before, so who knows what that's gonna do. And now should be the time to consider these things, but yeah, so the major goals that were within arm's reach have been swept up. So now I need to reach my arm further and look for loftier goals. Alright, I'm happy with today's progress. Next time, loftier goals.